Beautiful day. Just gonna kind of go around. I really kind of cheese this area, so I really don't know what's in here. So, wait, where's my master sword? It's probably nothing. All right, let's see what new challenges await. Oh, fuck.
There's been many fighters in Smash Bros. That have been there since the very beginning. Characters like Mario, Samus, Donkey Kong, Ness, Kirby, Pikachu. They've been there since day one. Another character is that of Link. Now, in his first two appearances, that being Smash 64 and Smash Bros. Melee, he was based off his adult Ocarina of Time appearance, as that was the current game. The same thing happens with both Smash Brawl and Smash 4, those being based off his Twilight Princess appearance, for the same reason it's a current game. So in 2018, when they released Smash Ultimate, they made it based off Link's current game, that being Breath of the Wild. At least to a certain extent, they made it like Breath of the Wild. You see, there's actually kind of a problem with Link's kits throughout all these games. It's the fact that they don't change that much. They have changed a little bit, but nothing like insanely. They feel like a Link, like a composite Link, but not a full Link. So this isn't a problem because it works. The kit's fun to play. I know, I've played Link. But I got thinking, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, but I got to thinking one day, and was like, what if Smash Ultimate Link was like his Breath of the Wild counterpart? You know? So today, I wanted to tap into that. So I decided to help truly represent Breath of the Wild in Smash Bros. Instead of making a brand new kit, I'm going to ask a different question. What if we rewrote Link's Smash Ultimate kit to be that more in line with Breath of the Wild? The first thing I would like to add to Link's kit is a variety of weapons, because Link's weapon variety in Smash Ultimate has stayed the same as it always has been, and given the type of game Breath of the Wild is with an array of weapons, it kind of sucks, you know? So I'm going to expand this move pool and change some things up. So let's go over these weapons. The first two will be the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield. Even with how Breath of the Wild Link is, I believe these are like necessary to have. It's like, you can't have adult Link without them, okay? This is like perfect. Then, to replace the Traveler's Bow, Link will use the Royal Bow instead. We'll talk more about it later, just know that change. He can then gain two new weapons, the Light Scale Trident and the Boulder Breaker. These two are weapons that were used by two of the champions of Hyrule before everything went down. These two won't be used often, but they will still be very useful when they're in play, and we can talk more about how they function later on. And throughout the kit, Link will use the Sheikah Slate and Champion abilities, but just keep an eye out for them. I don't want to spoil that too, now. With that said, Link will be a mid to heavyweight fighter, like in the center, with a long range like he has currently, as that was a nice change for him in Smash Ultimate. He can have two jumps and can actually have a wall climb, because for some reason he doesn't have one in Ultimate. The jab is a 4-hit jab instead of, usual stuff, based directly on Link's basic attack from Breath of the Wild. It starts with Link slashing the Master Sword to either side, then again to one side, and then finish with a half-spin slash.
The dash attack is going to be the same as it is in Breath of the Wild, having him slash with the Master Sword at an angle after running forward.
Link's new forward tilt has him do the basic attack with the Light Scale Trident. While this attack doesn't do a lot of damage, it is somewhat spammable, so you can rack it up. The up tilt is the same as it is currently. It's fine as it is, and I can't think of much better. And the down tilt can also stay the exact same as it is now. It's pretty good. Okay, we're turning back to the original formula as I realize it's kind of dumb, so now we're on to the smash attacks. The smash attacks have stayed mostly the same as they were before, but let's not dwell on that, let's go right into them. The side smash will stay the same as it is currently, including the sword beam if Link is at full health. The up smash also is the same as it is currently. It's pretty good. His down smash will be the one that changes. it will actually be a grounded version of the current up special, but with a twist. So Link will spin around in place on the ground. There is a reward for charging this smash attack up pretty far, that being the champion ability Urbosa's Fury. So, by unleashing a charged down smash, lightning will strike all around Link. Now we can do the aerials. So the neutral air will have Link do the classic spin attack in the air. As you can see, the up special is getting revamped, but we'll get to that when we get to that. The forward air will now be what the current dash attack is, because it's actually an aerial move in Breath of the Wild. I don't know why it was a dash attack ability. It should have been the forward air. The back air will actually have Link use the Hylian shield as a weapon, smacking it back behind him, similar to what he does in his parry animation. The up air is the same as it is currently, but instead of using the Master Sword, it uses the Light Scale Trident. And the down air is the exact same as it is currently because it's really good. This section, the other moves section, has received quite a lot of upgrades from his current kit, but let's get right into things. The grab will have Link use the Magnesis Ruin found on the Sheikah Slate. Normally it's supposed to only pick up metal objects, but that would be way too useless. So it can latch onto anything, and it can be a tether, just like Link used to have, but now it makes sense for Breath of the Wild Link. The pummel, however, will stay the same as it is currently. No need to change it. The forward throw will have Link stab the opponent with the trident. This comes from the spear version of the dash attack in Breath of the Wild. The back throw has Link spin the boulder breaker and launch the opponent backwards. The up throw can stay the same as it is now. And the down throw will have Link slam the boulder breaker to bury foes, or send them falling down if used in the air. The get up and ledge get up can stay the same as they are. I can't really think of anything better for them. Before we move on to the specials, I want to make one more note about his shield. The shield can work functionally the same, having it bounce off projectiles, kind of, but Link can have a unique shield animation. Instead of the normal red bubble, it can actually be based off Daruk's Protection, one of the champion abilities found in Breath of the Wild. And now we move on to Link's new special attacks, which have received a massive change from where they once were, and are, quite honestly, pretty powerful. So let's get right into them. For Link's neutral special, it will be called the Royal Bow, because the original name is Bow and Arrow, and that sucks. Functionally speaking, it's mostly the same as it is right now, albeit without being able to pick up arrows after you fire them. While that may seem like a downgrade, trust me, it isn't. The rest of this, what I'm about to say, makes up for it, drastically. The first addition will be the fact that Link can now use this in the air. While in the air, Link will be slowed down quite a lot to mimic that of Bullet Time, which is an ability used in Breath of the Wild. While Link is slowed down, no one else on the battlefield is, so Link is vulnerable, but you have more precise aim as you can angle the shot. If you're smart enough, obviously. Or you can just shoot it forward, that works too. However, there's more. By inputting in a button command, a simple one, but you still get the idea, you can actually change the arrow that Link is using. The default arrow is the normal arrow, doing the standard everything. By inserting a forward command with your joystick, it will change to fire arrows. An up command will be shock arrows, back will be ice arrows, and down will be bomb arrows. Yeah, that's how far we're going. Let's explain what each of these new arrow types do. Fire arrows will do more damage than normal ones. They also can potentially burn opponents. Shock arrows do about the same as normal ones, but they do the most knockback, with the exception of one, and can flinch opponents. Ice arrows do less damage than every other type, including normal ones, but at 100% opponents will be frozen, and that's 100% and higher. And bomb arrows will explode immediately on contact with anything, doing the most amount of damage and high knockback. Now, these extra arrows do have a bit of a limit, because otherwise this kit would be extremely busted, and you could just use bomb arrows all the time. There's a certain amount of these arrows that you can use per stock. I've limited down to per stock because otherwise this special is kind of useless. Normal arrows are also infinite, FYI. There's no need to set a number to the normal arrow type. Link has 20 fire arrows, 15 shock arrows, 10 ice arrows, and only 5 bomb arrows. These reset after Link loses a stock or, is knocked out. You get the idea. Now, I've seen some people say that Stasis should have been the side B, so let's do that. Stasis will cause opponents to be frozen in place for a short amount of time. The heavier an opponent is, the shorter the effect will last. Characters like Bowser, aka heavyweights, will stay frozen for up to 5 seconds, while lighter weight characters, say Pichu for example, will stay up for 15 seconds. While stuck in stasis, any fighter can hit the frozen fighter, which will cause the opponent to be launched after the stasis is over, just like how it works in Breath of the Wild. You build up the, whatever the word is, I don't remember, it's on the screen here, and then they go flying off, like Team Rocket. The arrow will be shown so you can see what direction the frozen opponent is going to go. Only one opponent can be put into stasis at a time, and after the opponent is freed, Link cannot use stasis again for another 15 seconds, because otherwise his move would be busted. For Link's up special, this is really what it should have been right from the get-go, but it will be the champion ability Revali's Gale. Link will charge up on the ground and fly into the air with a gust of wind underneath him. Once in the air, Link will pull out the paraglider and glide on down to the battlefield. If Link is already in the air, he'll just go straight to the paraglider. Link can attack out of the paraglider as well, however, you're stuck using the aerial, so use that as you will. For Link's down special, it will stay the same as it is right now, being the remote bomb. This attack does not change functionally. However, Link can pull out the cube remote bombs by hitting down twice before hitting B. So if you use Joy-Con down twice and then hit B, he'll use a cube bomb. It functions the same as the regular remote bomb, but it just stays on flat ground without moving at all. This can, vary the style you're using. One more note. No more than one type of bomb can be out at one time, because otherwise it'd be broken. So 2 remote bombs can exist, just one of each type. You have to blow them up, both up first before you can use another one. And with that said, if someone can figure out how to do a proper wind bomb in Smash Bros, I'd be impressed, because Tears of the Kingdom is about to come out and I still have no clue how to do a wind bomb. And now we move on to the final Smash, which is basically just going to be his current one. I know some people are like, bro, what? The Triforce Slash was so much cooler. Why couldn't you use that? I have my reasons, because it makes sense within the context of Breath of the Wild and the reveal trailer and everything, and it's just a cool weapon that can shoot straight forward and everything, and how powerful ancient arrows are because they can literally obliterate life like that, which I also didn't know until working on this video. I'm really behind y'all. Anyway, there's going to be some changes to the Final Smash, so don't worry. First, the attack is actually buffed. The opponent who gets hit by the Ancient Arrow will have been dealt higher damage than they currently are. Somewhere about the 50 to 60% range of damage, which is a drastic increase from where it is currently. Look it up, it's a lot lower than you think it is. This attack can still launch other foes that are caught in crossfire, but not the hit of the actual arrow far, and it can KO opponents at high percentages. The final change I'd like to make to this, well, I guess the second, but final change, is actually to its name. It doesn't have a bad name being called Ancient Bow and Arrow, but I'm going to call it something a little bit more fitting for Link. Now the Final Smash can be called Champion of the Wild. So now we move on to the extra stuff for Link's new kit, and there's a lot to go through here, so here we go! Funny, I referenced Mario in a Legend of Zelda video. Link's stage entrance will stay the same as it is currently, having Link paraglide onto the stage. Before we move on to the taunts, I actually want to add something as a little cosmetic thing for Link that I saw a few people say, and I love it so much that I'm going to actually just put it in. When Link comes back after losing a stock or being KO'd, you actually can see the Mipha's Grace ability play, looking like she revived him. It's just a cute little aesthetic thing because, you know, putting a heal on this kid would have been broken. So, yeah. Just a cute little note. Now we can do the taunts. Link's up taunt will stay the same as it is currently. I like it, it's simple, clean, nice, let's go. I made a Kingdom Hearts reference. Simple and clean. The side taunt will have him do different poses that are seen in the camera mode of the Sheikah Slate. It's goofier, but let's be honest, Breath of the Wild Link is a little goofier than most normal Links. And the down taunt can have him eat food. Yep, that's right, he's just a little goblin who eats food. This won't heal you though. And now we move on to the alts, which have completely changed. Kind of. Let's just get into them. For these, I decided to only use outfits that are found in Breath of the Wild as alt references. And no, this isn't including Amiibo. Sorry, Fierce Deity Link, we'll come back to you another day. The default will be his current default and the iconic look of, you know, the champion of the wild. That being the champion's tunic paired with the Hylian trousers and all that good stuff. The second alt will return from current Smash Bros, being his alt inspired by the Hylian set found early on in the game. It's received a few adjustments though. The third will be based on the Hero of the Wild set, the set you get after completing all 120 shrines found in Breath of the Wild. What was once an alt outfit has only been reduced to an alt color because I just think it makes more sense for Breath of the Wild Link. I'm sorry, but you also have Young Link and Toon Link. The fourth alt is another returning alt, being the alt based on the Royal Guard set from Breath of the Wild's DLC. However, there's a special thing for this alt. In it, the Hylian shield and Royal bow will be recolored to match the Royal Guard armor or weapon set found in Breath of the Wild. So again, grays and reds. The fifth alt will actually be completely new. This alt will be based on the Snow Quill set that was found in Rito Village. The Royal Bow is actually going to be recolored to be based on Revali's Great Eagle Bow. The sixth can be, very surprisingly, I had a hard time making this one. It could be based on the climbing gear found in shrines across Hyrule. I know, this seems like a very obscure one, but it looks awesome. The seventh alt will be based on his dark set that is found in Kilton's shop. All weapons can be changed to a dark color palette to match, maybe even that of the Royal Guard set, just so maybe make some things a little bit easier. And the final alt can be an alt costume, but not one you're thinking. This will be the Gerudo set that was used to get into Gerudo Town. The Hylian shield can be recolored to be based on Daybreaker, Urbosa's signature shield. I hope y'all are happy, because I know I am. And for Link's victories, they can actually stay the same as they are currently. I don't see the need to change them. And that does it for this rewrite of Link's Smash Ultimate moveset. This was a fun and unique video to do. I've not done this before, and it gave me an actual challenge. Not that I haven't had that before, but a challenge in the regard of, can you better represent this character than they already are? It was fun actually making this kit and making Link feel more like the champion that he truly is. And I hope those who wanted this to happen enjoy it. And if you wanted something else, let me just say real quick, there's a bajillion things you could have done for this kit. If you wanted to put Krynosis into his kit, by all means you could have. It's just some things need to be cut out, and that's one of those. At least in my opinion. So yeah, I don't have much more to say here. I'm definitely down to do another rewrite. This was fun. I don't know who else I will do, minus Ganondorf, because he desperately needs it. So him maybe, and maybe someone else, I'm not sure. But for now, we're going to put a close on this. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go play Breath of the Wild some more, as I'm going to do that while I wait for Tears of the Kingdom.
With that said, thank you all for watching and goodbye!